Oh, the Nintendo NX is just months away and we still don't really know anything about it. We haven't, we have gotten some details on what its tech is going to be, but we still don't know that there's too much about it, and it's just going to a lot of speculation and everything like that. And of course, a lot of people are wondering when it's finally going to be revealed, and supposedly it's going to be released in March of next year, and we still haven't got a reveal for it. A lot of people thought it was going to be revealed during the Tokyo show, but it never was. And I heard one person say they think it might be revealed during the Super Bowl. That's their theory. I can see the good and the bad of that. The good thing is that they're releasing it at a time where a lot of people are going to be watching. Even people who aren't that big of football fans might be watching. The bad thing is that it's going to come out that commercial will be out either a month or two before the system comes out. Would that really be enough time to go and get the console out to market and get people to know it? We don't really know. If it was pretty much the best commercial they ever made, maybe, but if they didn't make a commercial that got everyone's attention, that would already spell doom for Nintendo, and they would have already went and failed that console because they made that one big mistake. So, this video is pretty much going to be like any other NX video you've seen. It's just going to be about what I want to see from the NX and how I think it should be. So, it's pretty much just going to be like any other video, but in my own words. Okay, let's get the obvious out of the way. The hardware and the graphics. I'm not a graphics hound. I don't care about graphics. I know that, if a game's graphics are just so horrible that it's unrecognizable, maybe just they put a Wii game out that just look like complete bricks, then maybe I complain about it, but normally I don't. To me, the most important thing is the gameplay. After that, it's pretty much just graphics, story, character development, and things like that. But the gameplay is the most important. But there's no doubt that the Wii U's hardware is just not that great. When they said that the Wii U was going to be more powerful than the PS3 or the Xbox 360, I was pretty much just like, so what? Those are last gen consoles. The Wii U should be more powerful. If it wasn't, I'd be pretty pissed off about it. So I did start thinking, I was like, so it might be more powerful than those, but the PS4 and the next Xbox they would most likely be more powerful than the Wii U, and of course they were. And I don't know why Nintendo went and decided to go and focus on that. They were so proud about it being more powerful than the PS3 and the Xbox 360, but they went and just ignored the next gen of the other two consoles, and I don't know why they did that. It was just a bad decision to me. And they had more memory, they had better graphics, they can do a bunch of other stuff. And the Wii U was just sitting out there going like, well, I could do this, the other two systems can't. I don't care about graphics that much, but Nintendo, they do need to do this, or it would just hurt them even more. One, because there are a bunch of games I wish that were on there, and they're never going to be released on there. Maybe they'll get released on the NX, some of the ones that are coming out either in the next year or two, but the Wii U, it missed out on a big chance. They should have worked hard on it. Nintendo used to be they used to go with hardware pretty well. I think it was up to the GameCube that they were always the best in hardware, but the Wii was the first one in which they were at the bottom. And a lot of people are always really surprised when they say the N64 or the GameCube is more powerful, and yeah, they actually were more powerful. Just a lot of people actually underestimated the GameCube in my opinion. They just didn't really understand it because of course it was that weird box shape. It was purple. It had that handle on it. To a lot of people, it was just a toy, and of course having those small discs didn't help either. But it was actually more powerful, and just I think the third-party developers, Nintendo themselves, and the fans just they didn't really all seem to understand it. And by the time that people did really get to like it, it was way too late. The GameCube was long gone. But Nintendo they don't need to make the most best hardware in the world, but they need to get up their game or they're going to go at risk of just hurting themselves. Third-party support. So that's what this pretty much leads to. If they don't have good hardware, then their third-party support will just be gone again. From what we got with Cloud in in Super Smash Bros., it looks like that Square Enix is trying to go and fix their relationship with Nintendo. They're saying, okay, if the NX is truly what you say it is, we'll make games for it. We'll bring back the Final Fantasy games. We'll bring back the Kingdom Hearts games. Maybe even we'll make another Super Mario RPG. But you need to have the hardware. And just Nintendo has been missing out on third parties since the N64 era, and it's just gotten progressively worse, and worse. Because, I mean, I didn't really see it when the N64 was out. Granted, I was a little kid, but I didn't really see it as much. The GameCube, I was starting to see it, just a little bit. I noticed that more of the hardcore games out there weren't getting released on the GameCube, so I was like, well, it's not that bad. It still has all its good games, so what's the worst that can happen? Then the Wii gets released, and it mostly focuses on those casual games. That's where things really took a nosedive, in my opinion. And now we have the Wii U, and it tried to get the third party back, but it failed miserably. And the third party companies, they don't hate Nintendo. They want to make games for them. They want to. But they just can't with this hardware. Nintendo they do need a hardware to bring back these third party games. I'm not sure if Nintendo can go another generation on relying on its first party games. They've already done it for 2 generations pretty much, and just a third time may not be enough. It might be the final time. So they really need to get the third party back. If they don't, who knows what will happen after that, but I'm pretty sure that the third party supporters at least will make games from at the very beginning, and if the hardware is good, they'll keep making games, and that will be good for the NX. Better marketing. So, in my opinion, the marketing for the Wii U is pretty much one of the things that killed it the most. Even with its lame hardware, I think if they had better marketing, the Wii U would have sold a little better. It's probably still would have came behind the other 2 systems, but it would have sold better. And just the Wii U commercials to me are they're terrible. I just don't like them because I really can't remember any of them. Off the top of my head, I think I can remember 2. One I can remember is, I think, the Super Smash Bros. Commercial, and I think I remember just like 5 seconds from that commercial. That's all. And the other one I can remember is the Wii U launch commercial. And I remember it being just, it had the Wii U logo and it zoomed into all these blue rooms and all these smiling families playing the games, and that's not how you market a system these days. That is marketing to casual gamers. Nintendo just, the casual gamers aren't around anymore. They left a long time ago. The Wii U came out at a time when smartphones and tablets and things like that weren't really around, and the ones that were around were far too expensive for people to go and get. Just an everyday smuck like me wouldn't be able to get one. And the games that were on cell phones were very basic ones like Tetris. They didn't have like all those side scrollers that there are today. But the Wii, the original one, at least had pretty good marketing. They had those commercials with the guys going around in that car and saying, "We would like to play." I mean, they weren't the best to me, but they were kind of funny to watch. I liked them. The GameCube and the N64, they also had funny commercials. They had entertaining commercials. They had ones that would get you on your seat and go like, maybe I should get that game. But with just the Wii U, their commercials are just, to me, not that good, and it's because of that the table on marketing that they can't go and get this stuff out. I mean, I even remember when they were marketing the Wii U, I didn't see it in magazines, I didn't see it in ads across the internet. I saw one for Xbox and PS4, but not the Wii U. I think Nintendo thought that this console was just going to be a success because it had the Wii U name to it. But they didn't realize that the casual market was gone. And just with all those casual market people gone, with all those old people gone, that took away a good chunk of it. That's where a good chunk of the Wii people were from. Not the hardcore gamers. But somehow Nintendo didn't see that, and that's where it was flawed. And I read somewhere that they thought that the Wii U was going to sell 100 million consoles. Even if the Wii U was a huge success, bigger than the PS4, I don't see them selling 100 million. Like I said, a big chunk of it came from casual gamers, and the casual gamers are gone. They're not coming back. Ever. I mean, unlike a game console, you can take a tablet or a smartphone out into the middle of the woods and play it, as long as you have power. For a console, you can't unless you go in a cabin that has electricity. So, the casual gamers are coming back, and Nintendo needs to accept that and move on from it. They need to market it in a different way to the hardcore gamers. If they don't, it's going to be another failed console. Bringing back old franchises. You know, when Star Fox came out, it was about 10 years since the last game came out. Not counting the 64 remake. It was 10 years since the last game came out. That means there are probably some kids who have pretty much never played a Star Fox game in their lives. That just amazes me. And it gets even worse from there. F-Zero hasn't had a game since I think 2004 or 2005. So it's going to go a second generation of consoles without getting a game. Well, that's to say whether the NX is an 8th generation or 9th generation. It's debated right now, but in the end, it's still going to be 2 consoles that there will be no F-Zero game on. And I think I read that Nintendo wanted to go and replace it with Mario Kart, but I don't see the problem with them having just two racing games. I mean, a lot of people like F-Zero, so why take it away? these days, Captain Falcon has just been reduced to a Super Smash Bros. Character, and that's all we see him as. I mean, it would be nice if we at least got one more F-Zero game, just one more on the NX. Maybe we have an old retired Captain Falcon, and then maybe the story is that he's going for one last race. Just at least have one F-Zero game. You know, also bring back Ice Climbers and things like that even maybe. Make another Earthbound game. I know the creator doesn't want to, but just maybe make another Earthbound game. If you want to bring back some people, bring back the old franchises because nostalgia is in right now, and unless it goes away in the next couple years, you guys need to cash in on it. I mean, I don't know why they haven't made a Pokemon Snap 2. That is beyond me, because the Wii U and the 3DS are perfect for it. And for some reason, Nintendo just doesn't want to. Even though that's just pretty much like giving someone your wallet. It's just, I don't know why Nintendo isn't doing it. Beyond stupid. More online play. Now, for the Wii U, Nintendo's online play has gotten a lot better than it was for the Wii. For the Wii, their online play always went and got cut off and things like that, but for the Wii U, while it may happen, it does happen nearly as much. I haven't had a problem yet, and I think for the 3DS, I've had maybe one or two problems with getting cut off. That's all. But I think it has gotten better, but it's still not up to there with the PlayStation or the Xbox. I mean, yeah, they gotta pay for theirs, so maybe it is gonna be better because of that, but they still at least need to try to make theirs a little bit better. I know they're kind of a generation behind because while the GameCube did have online play, I think there were probably only about 10 games that had online play with it. I think Nintendo thought it was only going to be a fad that was going to go away really fast, and when it turned out it was here to stay, Nintendo realized they effed up and was like, oh god, we need to hurry up, and then when the Wii came out it was too late. They should have made online play a bigger thing on the GameCube, and they didn't. So they're still behind on online stuff, and unless they go and just change everything, it just might get worse. Special editions. So some systems are going around and having special editions on their consoles. Like I remember one was Batman. I think maybe for PS4 or so or PS3 and I forgot what game it was. Maybe Arkham Origins, but they did have a special edition, and it came with all this really neat stuff. And I think Nintendo needs to go and do this a little bit more. They did sort of do this with the 25th anniversary edition for the Super Mario All-Stars thing, but that thing in the end was terrible. It was pretty much just the regular Super Mario All-Stars from the Super NES on a disc. They didn't change it at all. They didn't add any new games. They didn't add any different versions or something like that. It was the exact same, and it was just a stupid sell-out for them. And I mean, it did come out with a little booklet and a CD, but the CD pretty much had like about one song from every main Mario game, and then a bunch of sound effects. And then the booklet had this has some really cool art, but only had a few paragraphs in it from the people who worked on the games. It was really stupid. They could have worked a lot harder on it, but they didn't. And they need to do this a lot more, because they missed out on the 25th anniversary of Zelda by going and delaying the game, and they're not really doing anything special this year. They seem to be pretty much ignoring Metroid by releasing that one game that everyone hates. The only game that I'm seeing that's getting some attention for its birthday lately is pretty much was it Pokemon, and that it's 20th anniversary. So it's good that they're at least putting some attention to that, but I don't know if they're going to do anything like special editions for Sun and Moon. It would be nice, but I don't see them doing it. I think it would have been like maybe really cool if they put up remakes on the Virtual Console, but that would be some money and time, and I'm not sure if they really want to do that. But I think it would be just nice to do just at least a few special editions. This is probably one of the lower ones on my list, but just having some special editions might get the sales up a little bit more because people like stuff, and getting these special editions out there where you get more stuff other than the game might get a few more sales. Alright, last one, and I've kind of already said this one, is no casual appealing. When Nintendo got the Wii U out there, they said that they weren't going to do any more casual stuff. They were pretty much done with it. This is the console for the hardware player. What did they do? Well, they went back to the casuals. And it just didn't make any sense because the casuals weren't around anymore. They were gone. I don't know why they did that. And they also did it with the very last days of the original Wii. They did have Skyward Sword, but other than that, they pretty much phased it out with a bunch of little casual games that no one cares about. Because these are the kinds of games you go and see $1 billion at a game store for. You're looking maybe for some game you really want, and then you see, oh, let's see, Just Dance 2, Just Dance 2, Just Dance 2, Just Dance 2, and it just goes on from there. Then you see a bunch of Madden games. It's just a huge disappointment, and pretty much no one wants these kinds of games. And the market that Nintendo went and tried to go and get to is just, even when they did get the Wii, they barely played it. They played it a few times a year. They played it at a Christmas party or so. Then maybe they play it once they got home from work, maybe 4 times a year. That's the only times they really ever played it. And other than that, it just sat on their whatever and just collected dust. So Nintendo they need to go away from the casual market. They're not coming back ever again, and they need to go back to the hardcore gamer. If they do that, then hopefully slowly and steadily the gamers will start to come back and get their trust back in Nintendo. But they need to win their trust back. They need to know that in order to get our trust back, they need to treat us like the rightful customers we are. As customers, we can say what we don't want. Well, we don't want this, and put it back in our wallet, or back in our pants. So they need to know that if we don't like something, we might not buy it, and we might be in charge of where their company goes. So just hopefully they're go the right direction with the NX. Just hopefully not too many big gimmicks this time. No lesser hardware, no casual stuff. To go to the real gamer. If they do, they might have a chance with this console. If they don't, well, it's going to be a long few years for them again, and I don't think they're going to become the next Sega, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with them if this console fails. So that's what I think they should do. Is, like I said, it's pretty much just everything everyone else said in my own words. So hopefully this console does well, but if it doesn't, Nintendo, you screwed yourselves. So hopefully this console will be a huge success for you.